Oh my God, can you believe this channel turns 1 month today, February 21st? On January 21st, I uploaded my first podcast video, and here we are a month later. Wow, has time flown by? Uh, and I'm kind of speechless. We'll get into it. Hi guys, I'm Randy from the Vinyljunkie podcast, and this is the B-side, a supplemental show where we talk about behind the scenes stuff, community stuff, as well as some vinyl news. Um, it's been 1 month on YouTube. Can you believe it? So far, give you some stats. So far, we have like 90 subscribers. I've uploaded 21 videos, 21, and four of those are like hour-long full-length podcast episodes. So that is pretty exciting. And then also this week, the podcasts are now on Spotify, which is fantastic. Riverside, which is the software that I use to record these podcasts, has done partnership with Spotify, and I noticed a little icon button there, and I clicked it, and it's like, create your page, upload your podcast, and it was actually a very easy and quick to get the podcast up and running on Spotify. So I'm very excited to have it up there. Luckily, now that it's up there, it's created an RSS feed, which I can now share with all the other streaming services. So I will be adding them to, Apple Music, Amazon Music, and all the other services. Let me know down in the comments below which streaming services you listen to podcasts on, and I'll make sure that the podcast gets added to those services. Hopefully, I'll get to that later this week. So that's pretty exciting. Wow. So I've learned so much in this last month. With each video, I learned so much about making videos, whether it be editing, just even getting more comfortable in front of the camera. I'm trying to figure out my style here in terms of I want to be a little off the cuff, but then when I do get off the cuff, I tend to be thinking a little too much. So I also tried to be scripted, and that's a little robotic. So I'm trying to find that happy medium between the two. I have some notes here on the side that I'm kind of looking at back and forth, so which is working out pretty nicely, at least for this video. But it is a learning process, and I'm sure with every video it just gets better. So thank you for joining me on this journey. Yeah, with every podcast, I've learned so much from my guests, and with every passing day, I've just been so inspired to try different things. I've been doing a lot of YouTube learning in my spare time, so like tweaking my thumbnails and titles. So you might see some of those thumbnails changing from time to time, refining the hooks on the videos, and taking notes of best practice. Luckily, I do have a content creation background working on the brand side, and a whole history of blogging and all of this, as well as influencer relations. But really, this is kind of my first foray into videos. I was more of a photo guy prior to this. So it's interesting kind of getting my feet wet. And literally, after I hit published on that first video, it was kind of like I just dove right in. So this week on the channel, I created a new playlist. It's called Vinyljunkie Singles, and in that playlist, you can find more digestible clips from the various podcasts. So if you don't have time to watch the whole hour-length video, there will be highlights coming out over the next little while, highlighting different interesting clips from the different podcasts that we've recorded so far. And and moving forward. Also, I have other tricks up my sleeves for content series. So if you go to um, the YouTube homepage for Vinyljunkie, you will see that there's a bunch of different playlists. Check those out. I've tried to kind of sort out the different video types and content that I plan on creating moving forward. And there are a couple of other content series that I hope to make soon. So hopefully you guys will find something that you can dig into, or if you have other ideas, let me know in the comments below. In vinyl news, last week, Record Store Day released their list of this year's albums and singles and whatnot. It's always interesting to kind of see what the various labels decide to release. I noticed on this year's list, there's definitely a lot of live albums being released, and my top pick of those live albums is Death Cab for Cuties live at the Showbox. It was recorded over 3 nights in Seattle in February 2020, just before the pandemic. So they were supposed to have like a bigger tour, I believe, at the time, and then the pandemic happened. Luckily, they captured these 3 shows in Seattle before that happened. I know that when I was kind of researching the release, this had been actually released a couple years back, very briefly on the band's Bandcamp page, and it was where the proceeds went to charity for anyone who had bought the release. But it's very exciting to see that this is coming out again as a vinyl release in physical form. So we're super excited about that. My other top personal picks, which I hopefully will walk away with this year, are the Cranberries' Bury the Hatchet, the complete sessions. I do have the regular album already in my collection behind me, but the complete sessions includes various B-sides from that same era of the Cranberries catalog. So that's pretty exciting. And the other personal pick from the list that I have is Dolores O'Riordan's solo record. So Dolores from the Cranberries. So her solo record, Are You Listening, is also getting a Record Store Day release, which is very exciting because I have it on CD, don't have it on vinyl, and you know, the fan that I am, I need it on vinyl. Just, I'm sure you guys understand. So looking forward to that. Rest in peace, Dolores. We miss you so much. So yeah, stay tuned. I do have a podcast episode coming up with record shop pop music owner Derek Antonio, where we'll be digging into the Record Store Day list in a bit more in depth and highlighting some of the most anticipated releases that his customers are hoping to find in the shop on Record Store Day. And I'll be talking about my top releases that I hope to be snagging on Record Store Day. If you haven't seen the podcast this week, I spoke with Toronto singer-songwriter Sean William Clark, where he talks about his experience getting his newest album pressed to vinyl, and also blessed us with an acoustic performance of his new song, Tall Trees, which was pretty awesome. It actually got me a little choked up when he played it for me. The best part is that Sean has graciously given our viewers, you guys, a 15% discount on his newest album, Softer Scissors, which is being released in April. But the great thing is, if you buy it now, he's actually shipping that album like as we speak. So if you place your order like today, he's going to be popping it in the mail well before April. So I believe he has 100 copies that are random colored vinyl. So if you want to hear the story about that, check out the the podcast, or there is actually a shorter clip of that in the singles playlist that I was just talking about. But if you want to order his record, go to his Bandcamp page, which is seanclark.bandcamp.com, and use the code Vinyljunkie at the checkout. I'll have that in the description below if you want to check that out. So yeah, that's the news that I have for you so far. That's the update for this week. That's the B-side. If you enjoy vinyl and the content that I've been making, please help the channel grow by liking my videos and subscribing to the channel, and tell a friend. I'm sure every one of us has other friends that are also very much into vinyl, so if you could share the channel with a friend, that would be of great help, and I would appreciate that so much. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys on the flip side.